What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of Maxed Out KB. So we got some footage here from Maximum Football. Actually, man, a couple of days they've been dropping some gameplay, and actually we're going to be talking about those here in the next few days. But right now we're going to talk about what they dropped today. Now listen, what I can say is, like I said, that presentation is going to be crazy. The presentation is going to be crazy. But, you know, one thing I will say out of all these videos that they have been posting, I can say that their biggest issue is blocking, right? That's their biggest issue. The biggest issue is going to be blocking, and you will see why in this video. But before we even get into that, man, do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, man. So here, man, we got the first clip. I want y'all to go ahead and watch the left side of the offense. The left side of the offense is pretty good, right? And what I will say is their blocking on the left side is pretty good, but the blocking on the right side is terrible, and I will show you why it's terrible. But let's go ahead and break this video down. You have the left guard here, right? You look at the left guard, you see he's pretty much tracking to see who he can pick up. Now, one thing I will say is that would not be simulation football, because anytime an offensive lineman is going to be pass blocking, they will be constantly looking at the nose guard, and they will be looking at either the defensive tackle if they're running a 4-3, or if they're running a 3-4. They will constantly be looking at the defensive end and the D tackle, or the DN and the nose guard, right? But they will not be having their back pointed towards the defensive end, as here in real life, if you do that, it's good for a defensive end to say, oh, that's an open gap, right? If you look at that, right, in real life, a professional will take that. In real life, a professional will take that. Offensive lineman having his back turned to the defensive lineman, like that's just a no. That's a no. You cannot do that, right? As you can see, you have the right tackle, right? Look at the right tackle, and look at the right guard. This is where, we constantly see our issues with blocking when it comes down to Maximum Football, right? So number one, when you go back, right, the guard and the tackle they're facing each other. For no reason, they should not be facing each other unless if they are double teaming someone. But once again, right, this right here, it just shows, man, the progression that Maximum Football needs to make, right, which hopefully they are going to make. But let's continue, right? Look at number 77, right? Just continue to watch number 77. So now, as you can see, number 77 has his back turned, right? And number 66 has his back turned. Now, here's the issue with this, right? Number 77 has his back turned. That leaves that's either the free safety or the linebacker to rush off the edge, right? And guess what? Because the linebacker rushed off the edge, the tackle could not pick up the block, leaving pretty much the linebacker / free safety to come run and do as they please, right? Or strong safety. But let's continue so y'all can see what I mean. So you just, once again, you see how pretty much he misses the block, right? The blocking assignment here is just, it's terrible, right? It's terrible. There should be no reason why the guard is trying to pick up once again, a defensive back or an outside linebacker blitzing on the outside, right? When it's a pass block, right? When it's a pass block. And there should be no reason why the tackle is picking up the defensive end / tackle, right? Once again, the assignments are all the way off, right? The assignments on here are all the way off. If we just go back and we go look at the first screenshot, right? The guard needing to be watching, once again, the defensive end and the tackle. Right here, you have the guard needs to be watching the defensive end or the nose tackle. Let's continue to watch, right? So he says, you know what? I'm going to turn my back. Once again, bad decision. But right here, as you can see, you will need to see the guard and the tackle picking up the defensive end, right? They need to be double teaming him. And then, as you can see, the strong safety or the free safety, as you can see them come screaming down, then the tackle will go ahead and remove himself from the guard, or remove himself from the defensive end, and then will pick up the free safety or the linebacker, right? But there's no way, there should be no reason why the tackle is continuing to stay on the defensive end, and the guard is trying to pick up the free safety coming down screaming. So let's continue to look, right? So luckily, he's able to go ahead and throw the ball, but in real life, you're getting sacked. Both of those, the guard and the tackle, both on the bench. Like they're not getting off the bench. That's point blank period. They're not getting off the bench. But outside of that, like I said, everything else looked pretty. It looks pretty decent. It still looks a little wonky. But once again, like I said, they're independent and they're still a work in progress. But once again, I will say I enjoy everything that they're putting out. At the end of the day, I enjoy what they are putting out. But let's continue to watch the rest of this video. So here you were able to throw in a nice little window, right? Threw in a nice little window. He caught the ball. Once again, you have the spin catch, and he scores, right? And my only issue with that is I just wish the fans were a bit more enthusiastic. Now, let's just say, man, I'm not digging the blocking and the gameplay and yada yada, because I showed my brother the gameplay a couple of days ago, and his biggest issues was the blocking, right? The blocking, and I think that's going to be Maximum Football biggest issues, throughout this year. When they drop this game, that's going to be a big issue. Hopefully they fix that. But let's look at, man, this presentation, man. If y'all aren't too happy about the gameplay and the blocking, let's look at the presentation. The presentation is beautiful, right? So we saw the first screenshot. So I was just hoping, I wanted to see how they were going to do the presentation, how that was going to come out. So let's go ahead and look at it. And like I said, man, listen, their gameplay might not be the best, right? Their graphics might not be the best when it comes to, like I said, I told you, their gameplay, Maximum Football plays like Madden 09, right? Madden 09. That's in my opinion. But like I said, as long as they can capitalize on presentation, right? The first year, this is the breakout year. As long as they can capitalize on presentation, right? Once again, look at this presentation right here. This looks beautiful, right? This looks freaking magnificent. And you got your main quarterback right here. Just imagine, I don't know, Bryce Young. Imagine CJ Stroud. And then you have the band playing in the background. That's one thing I do like. So they're obviously implementing band. They're obviously implementing band play. Now, of course, they have to implement that because it is a college game. But like I said, this game, you can make this game whatever you want it to be. You can make it an NFL game. You can make it a college football game. You can make it a CFL game. You can make it a high school football game. You can make it whatever you want, right? That's why I said, man, this game is perfect for us. This game is perfect for us. Like I said, the gameplay is still a little wonky, but like I said, you give it some time. It is an independent game. You got to give it some time, right? You got to give it some time. But that's enough about the presentation. Let's go ahead and look at the next video.
Here we go. Watch the blitz. Watch the blitz. Block him. Block him.
Number 17 with the touchdown catch.
So here we can go ahead and look at the offensive line. Let's go ahead and look at the offensive line again. So you look at the right tackle. He is going to go ahead and help the guard with this defensive end. You also have the left guard picking up a block. Now, once again, here's another issue. You have the tackle. The tackle in real life, the tackle will be helping the guard. The tackle will be assisting the guard, but also making sure this person right here, making sure this free safety right here do not come screaming off the edge, so he can easily pick up the block, right? But let's continue. So, and with that last video, you really didn't see much. There really wasn't much to it. But what I will say, man, like I said, they just got to improve on the blocking. But outside of that, man, like I said, they caught the atmosphere on one of the videos that I did see. They did capture the atmosphere, but in these last two videos, I didn't really get, a college vibe. I got more of a high school vibe, or I got more of that NCAA, career mode vibe, where you playing high school and you're just smashing a team or smashing a away team. You may score or whatever, and you don't really hear anybody. I feel like, they should change that a little bit. Even if it's a away team, right? I get, you might not, the crowd might not be as loud as if, you scored for your home team, but, there's still going to be your fan base there, and it's still going to be loud, when you have an interception or when you, score a touchdown or whatnot. So, like I said, they need to capitalize on, a college atmosphere. They need to capitalize on an NFL atmosphere. So like I said, it is a college football game. So, that's probably something that they're going to constantly work on. But, like I said, you got to give them some time. Like I said, you got to give them some time. They did just, give themselves some time. If we're going to be technical, they did give themselves some time. They, pushed the game back to they pushed the game back to 2024. So, that gives them an opportunity to go ahead and hear this feedback. And their big Maximum Football, hopefully you are listening. Your biggest issue is blocking. If you can fix that blocking, I'm telling you, man, like I said, for right now, I feel like that would be good enough, right? That would be good enough. But, y'all let me know how y'all feel about the gameplay. But y'all do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.